Hey guys, Mrs.Roopa here and welcome to the classroom. Today we're going to talk about a group of dinosaurs that is super cool. I mean, all of them are super cool, but these guys had an adaptation that made them look really, really neat. And this group is actually called the Duckbilled Dinosaurs. Their scientific name would be called the hadrosaurs. So if you look up that word hadrosaur, you're going to find a list of dinosaurs that had that duck bill look. And it looks really, really cool. So they belong to a group also called Ornithopoda. And they were actually the most common dinosaur found during the time of dinosaurs, which I thought was a really neat fact. There are many, many groups underneath Ornithopoda and hadrosaurs. So take some time today, if you can, and look up that word and see what you can find. Okay, some facts about the hadrosaurs. They had a stiff tail. They had a very, very stiff tail, and scientists think that the dinosaurs that had this sort of tail used it for balance because, do you remember in our first lesson where we said those feet were kind of positioned right underneath them? That could be a little bit hard to balance. So in order to balance, they had that stiff tail. If you took a look at their nails, you would see that they kind of looked like hooves. So I thought that was kind of really neat to mention. And also a very specific characteristic about hadrosaurs is that they had that bumpy skin. Okay, so if you take a look at that, take a look at the skin that they had, and you'll notice that all of it is pretty much bumpy. Probably the coolest fact ever is that they had something called dental batteries. And I'm going to spell that out here for you. Dental batteries, okay? What does that even mean though? So again, I'm going to talk about teeth. Now, dinosaurs, they had those teeth that had to have that adaptation to be able to chew the food that was available at that time. And that was mostly plants, okay? Because these guys were herbivores. Now, they had those flat teeth that had to chew and grind, and all over time those teeth kind of wear down. Now, when those teeth wear down enough for a hadrosaur, they would just fall out. Their teeth would just fall out, kind of like Wheelie's teeth. But here's the cool thing. They had what's called dental batteries behind the teeth that would fall out so that they would have brand new teeth ready to go. So guys, I thought that was beyond cool. So again, teeth would just fall out. Those dental batteries, those other teeth would just be right behind it, ready to go, fresh new teeth. So they had, the duck-billed dinosaurs had very specific features. And they had, a lot of them had this hollow, solid crest. So if you saw that crest, you would know in an instant that that was a duck-billed dinosaur. They were herbivores, so they were excellent chewers. And hadrosaurs, they lived near the water, so they had to adapt to tougher materials. So they would choose bark and water plants and things like that for them to eat. Their teeth adaptations allowed them to chew that tough material. They had strong jaws. And an example of a hadrosaur at this time would have been an iguanodon. So that may be one that you recognize. The iguanodon lived about 125 million years ago. It had a spiked nose, and at the very tip of his nose, he had that spiked nose, and it was actually called a thumb spike. And scientists believe that this thumb spike was used to fend off predators that would be after the iguanodon. And they could probably walk, all hadrosaurs, not just the iguanodon, but they could probably walk on all four legs and stand up and walk on two. So they had that ability as well, which not all dinosaurs did. So iguanodon is our example of the day. But like I said, this is probably most of the dinosaurs during this era were hadrosaurs. So there are a lot more than just the iguanodon. So I hope that you'll take a minute today and see if you can research other hadrosaurs that lived during this time. And I hope that you will like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I hope that you will learn all you can about dinosaurs this week.